Antes de empezar con el video, déjame decirte que si te gusta mi contenido, puedes ayudarme dejando tu like y suscribiéndote. Dicho esto, empecemos con el video.
Hey, ¿cómo están, gente? YouTube, aquí un nuevo video para el canal. Esta vez nos encontramos nuevamente en Parliament Warriors Chicos y ahora vamos a continuar en la segunda parte de esta gran historia. Y antes de continuar, quiero decir que si están escuchando el frío de una sierra, pido disculpas, es que están haciendo que aquí remodelaciones acá en mi casa, pero aquí uno está echándole ganas. Así que vamos a continuar. Ahora quiero saber por qué Edgar está hablando con Claude.
Then why do you look so conflicted?
I'm not conflicted, Claude. I'm just painfully aware of how much stronger I need to be. That's why I'm counting on you and the Alliance to make up the difference.
Hey, I've got feeling unprepared down to a science, so let's say we help each other out. If we work together, we can achieve what's best for both of us, right?
Indeed.
I have reviewed the terms, Your Majesty. All that remains is the placement of your seals.
Ahí está Holst.
Everything looks good to me. I'm especially glad we found a solution to the control of Murden.
You've done fine work here, Hubert. Thanks. And thanks to you as well, Holst. You know I'm not good at this sort of thing.
I've never known you to shy away from ceremonial affairs like this. But it is the most significant pact since the founding of the Leicester Alliance, so your caution was most prudent. I must admit, I was quite nervous. Thankfully, I managed not to follow it up.
You surely jest. You did your work masterfully, without batting an eye. I am truly impressed that Leicester's most valiant general is so well versed in diplomacy.
Don't be insulting, Hubert. Sir Holst is a duke. A man can be brave in battle and still know how to get things done. Take our Minister of Military Affairs, for example.
A man for whom the term looks can be deceiving was likely invented.
Speaking of Count Burgleys, where is he? I thought he'd be here so we could go head-to-head. We never did get to finish our battle.
I'm afraid the Count couldn't make it, but perhaps you'd consider my bodyguard instead? I'm certain you'll find the challenge to your life.
Oye,
Is
Beto,
this your
¿qué te
first
pasa?
time meeting, by
No,
the
yo
way?
no quiero.
It is. Well, friend, care to go around with me?
They say this Holst character is the strongest man in Leicester.
No solo de Laser, es uno de los más fuertes
But
de
is
todo
he as
Oakland.
strong as the Ashen Demon?
Yo digo que sí, creo que sí huele a la suerte sombría, la verdad. Pero bueno,
I
vamos.
wouldn't miss it for the world.
Es una oportunidad para
Now
aprender.
that's what I like to hear.
I hope you mean later and not this very second. It would be a shame to get blood all over this nice paperwork.
Yes, all eyes are on us. We must make this a grand gesture and show our soldiers that Adrestia and Leicester have joined forces for a brighter future.
Sinceramente me sorprende que Claude
Well,
haya
let's get to
entrado,
it.
la verdad. Bueno, aunque algo que sé
As
muy bien
leader
de
of
Claude
all the lords and knights who sit at the
es
round
que
table of the
él
Leicester Alliance,
él hace lo correcto.
I, Claude von Regan,
Él
hereby
intentó
swear
que-
this
él
pact.
intentó evitar
Leicester
muchos
pledges to work
Como
in
ya vio
harmony
que
with the
el
Adrestian
futuro no
Empire
podía
and do
hacer la
everything in its
masacre
power
de
to secure a
Aston
peaceful
Martin
future for Fodlan.
al Imperio.
By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword that crowns the double-headed eagle, I, Edelgard von Hresfeld, hereby swear this pact. Adrestia pledges to work hand in hand with the Leicester Alliance to deliver peace to the land and secure a future for all its people.
The
Bueno,
pact
vamos
is
por buen-
sealed.
vamos por buen camino.
And now it is our job to uphold it.
Goodness, look how far you've risen. You're standing on the stage of history.
Oye, chicos, ya hemos regresado de esa transición, así que ahora sí,
I know you'll do great things. Yes, and greater things
Oh no,
still.
Harvard, esto es el final. Tyler nos va a terminar matando. Y si no, yo lo haré que me mate. Porque somos malvados.
Right then,
Sé que eres
we've
malvada.
got plenty of bright new
Okay.
faces here at the round table today. First, a brand new count ruling Gloucester. And Duke Goneril and Count Ordelia have decided that their heirs will sit for them.
Unfortunately, Lawrence and Lysithea can't join us, due to their responsibilities in the Imperial Army.
I called you here to give you notice. The Leicester Alliance is assenting to the Empire's request and sending troops to the Kingdom front. Houses Regan, Gloucester, and Daphne will be supplying most of the soldiers. And instead of the usual route through Aelel, we'll be invading Fraldarius directly by sea.
You're staying behind, right, host?
Indeed I am. Almyra is still an unknown quantity, and we've no idea if or when Prince Shahid might stage another attack. And the same goes for House Ordelia. They've had more than their share of troubles on their border. We agreed that shipping their army away might not be the most prudent of ideas.
And that's all she wrote. You'll find the details in the document you've all been given. I wish the Kingdom would see they're between a rock named Adrestia and a hard place named Leicester and throw that white flag high, but of course they won't. So good luck, everyone. I'm counting on you.
And so, the Alliance has agreed to bring their troops to bear and attack the Kingdom from the east. At the same time, we will resume our invasion from the west, using Aryan Road as a foothold. We'll subjugate the Kingdom's lords one by one as we work our way toward Blathen.
News of the Pact will doubtless have spread throughout the Kingdom by now. Provided enough houses see the futility in fighting, we may be able to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. However, that is likely wishful thinking. We should instead expect the worst and prepare accordingly.
You think? Some of them already bent the knee to us once, along with Count Rowe. Wouldn't they jump at a chance to swap sides again?
An idea I am certain has already occurred to the king. Lately, we have been scrambling to reorganize, dealing with an attack by the Knights of Seiros and negotiating a pact with Leicester. And during that time, the winds of purgation have swept across Fargus. In one fell swoop, the king has expunged most of the nobles likely to align with us.
Still, it's us and the Alliance against him, which means we've got the advantage. What's there to worry about?
The concern isn't that we'll lose. It's that winning might come at the cost of too many lives. What an utterly pointless, senseless thing to do. Oh, I find it all so very draining.
Whatever our intent, we're the instigators here. We can't expect the enemy to do anything less than defend their land with tooth and claw.
Speak for yourself. If someone invaded my territory, I'd hand over lands and titles on a silver platter, especially if I had no chance of winning.
There is truly no other noble like you, Linhard. And perhaps no person at all for that matter. Regardless, we must proceed with caution. When people think someone is after what they possess, they respond with fear, even if the thought is all in their head. In the eyes of the people of Fargus, there is no limit to what evils the Empire might visit upon them.
My father started saying he can't sleep because he's scared the old church is coming to Garreg Mach to kill him. From the sound of my mother's letters, he's really shaken up.
Remember that the kingdom has much coldness. We must not forget to be bundling up like people of the snow.
Our Petra is always ready for what lies ahead.
I wish I had better understanding of your Fodlan ways, so I could be giving more assistance to everyone.
Don't worry about it, Petra. With all the different factions in this thing, even we have a hard time keeping it straight. This almost seems so backward compared to the way things were in Brigid.
In any case, the battles ahead will be more brutal than any we have yet fought. Keep a vigilant eye out for both yourselves and each other. That is all. Dismissed.
Guess things aren't gonna be so easy anymore. We're under some real pressure to win.
Vamos a ver. Vale, es ahí lo que vamos a quiero que flipa. Voy a jugar algunas batallas y para conseguir puntos de estrategia para reclutar a los que podamos. Esta vez.
Oh no!
Ahora hasta que hayas comentado con otro y quieres darle la orquesta, claro, sí.
Wait, so I can keep... This is special to me, but I want you...
Muñeca de qué? Vale, pues yo le pongo esto, que me va a salir ahorita. Voy a ver la tercera vez. Espérate, creo que tenía esta oficina. Aquí la tengo.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
No sé sobre si ya
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. Can't wait to see how you do.
Bueno, hagamos la batalla y vamos.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
Vamos a ello, chicos. Derrota al jinete y a otros enemigos. El enemigo toma el teléfono trasero.
Let's earn our keep.
This is my safe place. I will gladly handle this. Let's march. I will gladly... Let's march. I will gladly handle this. I am here to aid you, and I won't let it fall.
We're at a disadvantage here, so don't get reckless.
It will be safe in our care. So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
I'll take you all on!
I'm dragging the others down.
Let's go! Enemy down.
I see why Lady Edelgard likes you.
I got this!
It's no use. We can't gain any ground.
Don't mind if I do.
Let's link up!
We're the best!
I'll follow your lead! I've got you now!
Let me help you.
I owe you one.
Retreat!
It's Birdie's time to shine! You need...
Eight!
On to the next one.
That was brilliant fighting, but I will not be outdone. We won't lose, no matter what.
I'm not gonna die here!
My accomplishments won't be as big if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
I can't help but watch when you're going like this. I almost forgot to fight.
I'm dragging the others down.
So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
All would be lost if I were to die here.
Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done! I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
We'll keep this place safe.
Too easy.
I see why Lady Edelgard likes you.
You'll have to take these from here.
El conde que está parecido. No sé quién es.
We're not losing to anyone!
Pero porque no me gusta esa habilidad, ya no puedo hacer la habilidad de corte. Sí, porque no me gusta.
Here it comes! Take this! You're done!
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
Is this the capability of a mercenary? I have awe.
I'll take you all on! The stronghold's ours.
Our defense was perfection itself.
Muy bien, lo hemos hecho muy bien. Genial, ahora sí tengo una de esas buenas. Uy, tenemos memorias. Demonio forráneo. Muy bien. Vamos a conseguir dinero para poder subir los niveles. Hay que evitar usar tanto shell. Creo que eso voy a practicar en este momento porque lo tengo en el computador. Ahora se viene esta parte de la historia y ya podemos lo demás sobre fuera de capas.
We've finished laying out where the troops will be positioned, Claude. But, are you sure about this?
Am I sure about what?
This isn't even remotely like a standard attack formation. It's like you're going out of your way to limit casualties.
Not true. The moment the enemy drops their guard, we'll swarm them like a pack of bees.
And if they don't drop their guard?
Then I guess we'll just sit here making angry faces at each other.
Okay, come on. This strategy is not helpful.
Look, just by being here, we're drastically reducing the number of Kingdom soldiers the Imperial Army has to deal with, right? Which means we don't have to kick our troops into action until the Empire has marched further north. Once they're positioned to seize Blathed territory, that's when we'll move.
And if it all goes wrong, the losses could have catastrophic consequences for the future of the Alliance.
I'm not used to you being so worried about the big picture, Hilda. You've grown.
¿Quién sabe?
I wasn't going to stay a kid forever, you know.
¿Estás segura?
Apparently not. I'm impressed.
Look, Hilda, I promise you, your fears are misplaced this time. The Empire's already compensated us for any potential losses, and will continue to do so. You don't think I would have signed that fancy pact if they weren't taking care of us, right?
Sure, but are they good for their word? Because I have doubts about that. I want to believe the pact will hold. I really do. But they strike me as folks who won't think twice about sticking an axe between your shoulders if the situation calls for it.
Fortunately, I can be pretty ruthless myself when it suits me. If I don't like something the Empire's doing, it might even be me who ends up breaking the pact.
If that's supposed to make me feel better, it is absolutely not working.
Easy, easy. I'm just throwing out a what-if here. Just promise that you'll always have my back, even when things look their worst, all right? I need you.
Oh, fine. But only because it's you.
A report, Your Majesty. The Imperial Army marches on Western Fargus. Just when we'd brought peace back to the area, too.
We should get ready to provide aid at once.
Imagino que eso es
Rodrigue has
complicado,
already
sí.
been dispatched to Mateus, along with all the soldiers I can currently spare. And I've sent Annette and Gustav to the Baron's side, though if it's for better or worse is yet to be seen. I don't doubt we'd all ride to the rescue if we could, but that's clearly not possible given the situation.
Agreed. Now that Claude's joined up with the enemy, we can't risk doing anything foolish. If we move our soldiers even a breath away from the northeast, the Alliance will be all over us.
All we can do now is divide our forces to keep the enemy in check and meet their attacks as they come. We never should have let this happen in the first place. But who could have seen the Empire and Alliance forming such a union?
Boar, are you seriously going to just stand by and watch? They'll overrun us if we don't stem the tide.
Though it smacks of desperation, I'm told the Western Front has enlisted the services of Gerald's mercenaries. They're the same band that carried the battle at Magdred Way, so I hope we can make good use of them again.
Is this really the plan? Burn through mercenaries while we hole up here?
Do try not to be so grim. The Empire has pushed rapid reforms on the land over these last few years. Not everyone was happy to have such changes thrust upon them, and that includes their new friends in the Alliance. The Empire is leaning over the kingdom with such greed that they might yet trip over their own feet.
Do you think there will be revolts?
I'm certainly not going to plan my strategy around it, but there have been whispers, yes. The old ways must die. With that I agree. But shove that down the people's throats, and you risk breaking the very land you're trying to rule.
Yes. We've grappled for years with the aftermath of trying to enact reform.
Change is a painful process, but rushed change will set the region to rot from the inside out.
I wonder why they're so intent on doing this the quick and dirty way.
It's difficult to say. Perhaps were things different, we might have found some common ground, some harmonious way forward. But I've lost too many I care about to this war. Ingrid chief among them. When I think about what they fought for, what they died for, there can be no turning back.
Bien. Bueno chicos, hasta aquí el video del día de hoy. Espero que les haya gustado, como siempre. Y más o menos, probablemente este video lo voy a decir después, pero probablemente más o menos voy a hacer directo de Genshin Impact. Que es lo más probable es que vaya a estar. Este video creo que voy a explicar el día de mañana. Así que entonces nos vemos hasta la próxima. Adiós.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be